Okay, buddy. I am getting the word from the control room. That is the one we want. We are green light go. That is a go for launch. Before we kick things off and get down and dirty, I think a proper introduction is called for. My name is Mike, aka Munster. The nickname is Munster. You want to take a deeper dive and get to know me? You can follow along at Munster Rc on Instagram. What you see here, we are in the doghouse tonight. I am the who. The what is the Rad Show. Let me put my game face on here, Pete, and tell you it is live from the Northeast, and this is the Rad RC Show. A couple of RC addicted dads giving you the greatest hits and the lighter side of RC. If you're asking yourself now, what is RC? I'm going to personally apologize to you because your algorithm sucks. And the suggestions that YouTube threw you are no good because this show is not for you. But thanks for stopping by and surf on. Now, if you're still here and you're sticking around or maybe returning from a previous episode, we say thank you. Thank you for the support. I'm going to remind you to make sure you subscribe. It's very important you subscribe. That's what gets you qualified. That's the golden ticket that makes you eligible for the giveaways, the contest. All the good stuff happens once you subscribe. It gets us one step closer to our 500 goal and that FMS giveaway. But this seems to be the perfect transition here. This is when we get technical and need to get professional. And this is why we are a tag team, the dynamic duo here. I'm going to shift gears, hand it off to the partner in crime. You know, like any good police drama, we got to have the good cop, bad cop, the Jekyll to the Hyde, the thorn in my side, Mr. Peter Lumberg. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mike, what's going on? Good to see you, man. I got a special helper behind me, working in the shop there.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so she's busy in the shop, but you know, it's good to be back. I got a lot of wrench time in. We'll talk about that later. I got the chassis set up for the Phoenix. We'll talk about that. I'll show you. Excited about the guest tonight. Good friend of ours, longtime friend. Watching this guy grow, very excited. And like always, we want to thank our sponsors. But before we thank our sponsors, you know, we had a big week. We launched our Facebook page. So people watching, make sure you go to the Rad RC Show on Facebook and definitely subscribe. We're going to be posting a lot of updates, guest schedules, contests, everything. All the content is going to be in a central hub. So definitely go to the Facebook page if you have not already and follow. And also, we did a double launch. We also launched our Instagram page. So definitely for the Instagram people, because I know there's people that don't do Facebook and do Instagram only, look up the Rad RC Show. We got a platform there as well. So those two, I think, though, by doing that, Mike and I, you know, figured it would be a central hub for information rather than us sharing on our personal page. And, you know, the Facebook page was a hit. It moved quick. You know, we got quite a few followers and the Instagram's coming along. So definitely give us a follow on both. I think it's a good hub for information. So that was exciting last week for us to launch those two platforms.
Pete, I just wanted to jump in there for a second. I think you nailed it. And it's going to be this hub. You know, we got to pay the bills to keep the lights on here. And what a great way to show thank you to all of the great people that you're about to rattle off here. It's going to be an avenue for us to maybe get a little bit more in depth behind some of the things that we're working on throughout the week and hype it up and recap. Even some of the new things that we drop. It's the place that we talked about doing the follow-up posts. So the Rad RC Facebook and Instagram should be a great outlet, even after the show ends on Saturday night. Keep it, you know, follow along on those avenues because we'll keep you up to date on what, especially with our guest tonight. Continue, you know, to keep you updated.
Great. Yeah, and I think it's just a great place to go rather than, Mike and I just sharing on our personal pages. Now we have our own dedicated pages for the show. And, like Mike said in previous shows, we're working on scale banners, we're working on, promo items. And so we got a lot going on in the kitchen. So, like always, we want to thank our sponsors before we bring our guest on. Carryallrc, Treal Hobby, CowRc, Rebel RC, Crazy Crawler Foams, Powerhobby, 2.4 Designs, Crawler Cult RC Misfits, Scale Rat, KNK Hradware, Adventure RC, Wesmade, RC Prorack, FMS, Race Place Hobbies, Remote Control Hobbies, Orlando, and welcome everybody in the chat. I see we got Size Matters, Matt Thompson, our boy Timmy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And yeah, as far as our guest, I mean, my daughter's playing with some of his products right now, as you can see in the background. I got some to show. And, Mike, it's been interesting to watch him grow since we first met him and how he started and then the scale the level that he's at and the stuff he's been producing, USD, all kinds of, the viewers watching, you've seen his work. It's all over the place. You'll see it at events. You'll see it on trucks. You'll definitely see it in my garage, Mike's garage. So, yeah, Mike, very excited to hear what he's got going on.
And not only has the quality of the product gone up, we've clearly seen this evolution in the printer paper, the ink, everything he's expanded upon. But it's also super cool to see a new RTR hit the market. And I've got one eye over on this guy waiting to see when the scale box is going to follow behind. And he's usually, right there. And it, like you said, we got a couple of samples of things, but all the FMS stuff, it's super duper cool.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point. Like, before we started the show, when we were talking to him, I mentioned that before you came on, I thought, something, the product that he produces, I'm thinking like a super high end, like thousands of dollars to get that image shrunk and, to pop when you get it. I mean, it's very impressive how he does it. So, yeah, I want to hear more about him and his projects for sure.
And the neat thing about him, scale boxes are nothing new. I mean, Proline, I can remember 7-8 years ago, they were, Axial, there's a whole bunch of companies out there that make their files available for the public. You're able to go on there, print them. But what he has done, he's got these magic hands that he's got it down to a science. He puts these crisp, clean lines on his folds. And when they're done, dude, they are legit, like solid, clean boxes. Something, you might have a DIY printer at home and some ink and be able to pull it off. But there is something investing into what Scooter is doing. I wholeheartedly support it 100%. Not to mention,
yeah,
he's a great dude. Veteran and affiliated with Operation 11 Charlie. He's part of the inner circle. We love supporting the good guys.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I was mentioning to him when I got the Boom Racing kit, to your point, they made a scale box file available to the public. And I was telling Scooter that, I tried to print it. I tried to fold it. I tried to put tape on it, and it looks nothing like his. So, lesson learned, sometimes the investment's worth it because all the boxes I have for him are super clean. They look great in the garage when I'm doing my videos. So let's bring them on, man.
1 second. Before we get any further, I just need to do something. We've had a couple of hardships, some sad news on a personal side here within the family. I won't get into it too much, but I need to recognize the month of October. Think pink, thrive pink, fight like a girl, cancer. Pink. Good ma'am. I got my pink underwear on. I lit the lights up pink. In about a half an hour from now, when the guests leave, I'm going to tell you that those same lights are red for the Phillies win today, but right now they're pink for the month of October. So that shade of red is going to be two birds with one stone. But in all seriousness, think pink, thrive pink. Breast cancer awareness, all cancer effing sucks. And to all the people struggling, friends, family out there, We have the support, and you have our personal support. Carryall is putting a portion of the proceeds towards a charity, a research foundation for breast cancer awareness this month. So again, October, think pink. Thank you for wearing pink, Peter. It means a lot, not just to me, but to everyone out there dealing with it. That's the sad news. Let's bring on the guests and cheer things up a bit.
All right, let's do that. And there he is. Mr. Scoop, how are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, well, it is our honor to have you. Feels a little strange because certainly you are no stranger to the spotlight, this position. You are a affiliate, high-ranking member, and on the panel of Operation 11 Charlie each week. And great group of guys doing solid work. We are personal fans of what you guys are doing. We thank you for your service. I mean that as well. Yes. Scoot, you were one of the good guys, and Peter and I knew early on when we started this venture and decided to bring on a special guest each week and kind of join the lighter side of RC with us on a Saturday and talk about this and that. You have been on the radar for a while, and we are super excited that it finally worked out that we can get you here. So
been trying for a few months.
I know. Pete, what do you think? Let's give him a minute here. I'd love to, let's make it official and give you a second to kind of introduce yourself a little bit officially, what you're doing, who you are, where to find you.
Well, most people know me as 307 Scoot or Scooter Scott or Bennett. 307 Scoot is my go-to. The Scoot was an accidental thing. I played online gaming, first middle initial, and then Scott, so that everybody didn't know my first name. And someone misspelled Scott one day as Scoot, and it stuck. You never pick your own nickname. Somebody always gives it to you. You earn it, so I earned mine by a misspelling of somebody on an internet game.
And how long have you had that nickname?
Like 9 years.
9. Okay. I'm carrying Munster since about 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of fitting when I got it too, because it was right after my accident in the military when I was actually using motorized scooters to get around, so Scoot that was using scooters, it fit and it stuck. I got in the hobby 15 years ago, bought some nitros, got out of the hobby. Seen a crawler 3 years ago and said, man, I need to get one of them. And it's a rabbit hole since then.
Did you keep any of your nitros?
Yeah, I have my first nitro that my wife bought me. It is
what, T-Max?
No, it's an Exceed RC, which was just another brand for Red Cat, essentially. I think the only thing original on it is the chassis. It's now a shelf queen. It's all aluminum, like every aluminum. Like you wouldn't want to run it the way it's set. It's like,
dude, you're preaching. I'm with you. Yeah. I am with you. I
fire the engine up once a year just to make sure it's not seized, but it's a shelf queen.
Nice. Hey, you need those conversation starters. I'm a big fan of a shelf queen. You need it, especially when there's sentimental value to it like that. Something that the wife got you.
Well, it's just like my first crawler. Like I don't use it very much anymore, but it'll always stay in my fleet. Like a lot of came and gone. I mean, like they rotate in and out all the time. That one will always stay with me because it was my first crawler. This is all leading up to how we get to this. So I got that crawler and I got the Proline 4Runner body, and it came with the California 4Runner license plate. And I'm like, I can't have this. So I made myself a license plate. someone seen it on Facebook and they're like, "Hey, can you make me that?" Oh yeah, sure, why not? And they're horrible. Like the one I made for that truck's still on the truck. And then somebody else seen it, and somebody else seen it, and I'm like, "Man, maybe I need to buy a real printer and a vinyl cutter because I was cutting everything by hand back then." And that started the venture on stickers, but I still had this crawler that needed stuff, and I seen Scale Box on someone's truck, and I'm like, "Where did you find that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's on the Axia website." So I went and printed it, and like everybody around here was like, "Oh man, I want those! I want those!" Well, the paper that everybody has sitting on their desk, or the paper that even Axial or RC 4-wheel drive tell you to use, in my opinion, is not significant to making a scale box. So I've dug deeper and deeper into paperwork to make scale boxes better. Me and Pete were talking before the show about printers, and it's funny because I've bought 10, 15 printers at least, anywhere from $100 to $1,500. And the box that prints most of them is set right there. It's an Epson that cost $199. No one believes me when I tell them. It's all about how you set a printer up in the settings, maintenance. But that's the workhorse from scale boxes, and it's all $199.
Now, what type of ink are you using? Is that still a cartridge, or is that one of those inkwell?
That's the Eco Tank is what
Tank.
Epson calls it. But yeah, It's just you buy the bottles, and which
I'm glad you went that direction, because when you first started, you were doing cartridges, and I mean, it blew my mind. I'm like, dude, I'm blowing through cartridges on a daily, and I don't even print nearly what you're doing. But when you go to that Eco Tank, it changes everything.
Everything. Like I was burning through $800-900 worth of cartridges a month.
Wow.
I believe it.
It is unreal. Since I went to the Eco Tank, like once every 6 months, I got to fill that. And that's $60 to fill that once every 6 months.
Wow.
So, I mean, a lot into my bottom dollar just by going to, I mean, even if I mess that printer up at $200, just the ink it's saving me. I mean, I could replace it monthly and still be ahead. But
right.
It's a workhorse.
Better for the
oh yeah,
for the environment. I mean, the full circle. You don't have all that recycling of cartridges anymore. Way better.
So it's just liquid. Like each color has a bottle.
Yep.
I just filled it, or I'd show you. But yeah, it just comes in a
refill.
A little bit bigger bottle than like an airplane shooter. I don't know. They might be 500 milliliter bottles, maybe. I don't know.
Because I know the printer that my wife and I use, wireless printing. We have an HP, and the cartridge, when they run out, go to Staples, and it's like $150. Like, it's like
that's a big one. Wow.
It's like, each color individual, and the black, and it's like $150 every time we got to fill up ink.
And my wife just threw the trash away in here, so I can't even dig out an empty to show you. But yeah, for the 3 colors, it's $60, and then for the black, it's $20. So it's $80 if it's completely empty. And it's once every 6 months I fill it. Wow. And I print.
You print daily? You print
2,000 sheets.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I probably print at least 2,000 sheets a month.
Wow. And then once you get it printed, that's part of the equation. The other half is your magic hands. You figured out a rhythm and a routine to cutting, and then that fold, dude.
Yep, so that's a print, and these ones are the amazing ones, because that's a 24 deadbolt,
dude,
and it looks like it's in there when it's folded.
Even on the screen like that, you can see the difference.
So after it's cut and folded,
damn,
to actually folded.
Man,
and there's nothing special there. You know what I use for that?
Wait, that's what you're using for making the crease?
No, that's what I glued together with.
Oh.
I sent you a video of me creasing it.
Yeah.
I have a bigger one sitting on the edge of my desk, but I just fold over the edge because it's a nice square edge. Run my finger across it. So that's actually what it looks like with just finger ran across, and then yeah.
Well, it's
Mike
true.
originally, when we had the V1 box,
Yep.
I made a file for Mike for the V1 box.
Yep.
Sent him the file so he can make them whenever he wanted. It took him about a week to call me back and say no.
Yep. How?
And I said, and I put my phone up and I like completely did a video cutting it like from the printer and then like cutting it, folding it. And he's like, no, you just make them for me.
And because he's not taking enough credit here, because what you're skipping over is the way that you're cutting it. It's a pain in the ass to get it so clean and flush. It's easy to leave little burrs, and it really stinks, but it's hypnotic to watch them make the folds. I'm like, dude, I could sit and watch you fold boxes for hours. The rhythm and making it, it's worth every penny to support what you are doing.
Well, and some people question, like, is that really worth $5? Depends on if you want a good looking box or if you want
There is
just
a
a box
difference.
in the back of your truck that's going to fall apart. Looks like it's been out in the rain for 4 months, and then you put it in the back of your truck.
And I think once someone sees the difference and feels, like what you're talking about, the difference in the paper and how sturdy you can make it, it gets a little bit more rigid. Yeah, definitely a difference. Yeah, good for you.
So I use 85 pound if anybody's curious. I'm not going to hide. I mean, they're little paper boxes. The normal paper that comes out of your printer or out of your notebook is 20 pound. Axial, RC 4-wheel drive, HPI, they all recommend 35 pound. I use 85 pound presentation paper. It's thicker than cardstock.
I'm writing this down. Good stuff.
Screenshot it. It's on Amazon.
And I love
This
how
is like $28 for 100 sheets. That tells you the quality of the paper. I mean, you can go buy a whole box of 20-pound printer paper for $15.
And that matte finish makes a difference.
Makes a lot of difference. But it depends on the printer, because if you look at some of my old original boxes, it was matte paper too, but they look dusty.
Yeah, I have the T-Max here, and there is a clear difference in a clear difference in the
There's
paper.
still people that like that one though, because it looks like it's been sitting out in your garage and collecting dust.
And it's perfect for the T-Max box. That's why I love this one. It has this like aged look to it. It is perfect.
So there's still people that request it. I still have that printer sitting in the corner to print those ones when people actually request the dusty.
Now that is getting super duper scale when you are whipping out different printers and different paper depending on the age of the truck. That's getting creepy scale.
If you want a nice shiny box that looks brand new, like these FMSs.
Yeah.
Or if you want an old dusty box. And for the scale garages, all honesty, the dusty boxes look good in a scale garage. You know, they look like, especially the guys that put them on their workbench and they're on the bottom shelf of the workbench and they've been there for 3 years. Look great like that.
Oh, nice Rebel one. That was fantastic. So this went to my opening statement. It's so awesome, Scoot, to see you keep up with the RTR trucks, the platforms that are popular at the time, to be able to get those boxes available to people, because it's nothing better. You know, I'm hoping that the second the Bushido hits the market, that you are going to be ready to make a Bushido box, for example. Have you ever tried doing the inside of an element box before?
You know, if I had an element box,
do the inside like a little mini scale garage. I just thought of that. That'd be kind of cool.
See, an Element is one of those companies that supply all their box art as scale boxes. The way that they present them, though, is the way that they send them to the die cutter.
Okay.
So assembling them is a nightmare. So I'd take all their artwork, cut it, chop it, throw it together in my software so that I can fold it the way I want to fold it versus the way they want it folded.
Well, I
And-
mean, I will say, like, I have one element that you did for me, the gatekeeper.
Yeah, and it's folded the way the Element designed it.
So this was the way they designed it,
Yeah,
like the full.
it's 3 pieces of paper the way they designed it though,
Oh, so it's not
instead
that.
of the whole box art being on 1 piece of paper.
Interesting. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. This
What
was,
a variety.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
this was back in the
Talking
day.
about, new trucks, like, I had the 6 Honcho before it was even available to the public.
I love the radio box.
I got a lot of radio boxes, and most people don't
Really?
even realize it.
I didn't even realize it. That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I sell a lot of the
Wait a
rugged,
minute. And you do the soda machines too.
Not-
and the TV. I do
Oh,
screens for
yes.
those TVs,
Oh,
which
oh,
I need
stand
to
down.
make you some new
I'm
ones.
going to my scale garage. I'll be right back.
I need to make him some new ones because when I was making them, I was using a gloss finish, and they're hard to see. Like, you'll see when he comes back. Like, it's got a horrible glare on it. So now I do a matte finish on it so they look good all the time.
Yeah. I remember when you did this one for me. This is nice too.
Yeah, there's the.
Oh, there's the honcho.
Yep. I had that before it was available to the public. So I will say I have a few connections. I got a few behind the scenes stuff that I get from a few companies.
And
So,
you
yeah,
need that. You need, to be like a James Knight and get those early releases so that you can start working on the stuff.
Yeah.
And
And mine go farther. Like, if you get the ones off the websites, you're never going to get those little axial seal marks
Okay.
from the ones that they print online.
Oh, no kidding.
Mine all have, the seal marks on them, so they look
Yeah.
more real.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that's a good
like,
point.
Like, even if you look at that 6, you can see where there's a piece of masking or a piece of
Yeah.
plastic
Yes.
packaging tape holding the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't
That
even
is
realize that.
super duper cool.
So right here in the corner, it's like a
Yup.
factory seal. The
Yeah.
green.
Right?
Which and the ones that you find free online don't have that. And I'm not trying to hide those. And people ask me all the time, and I'll point you in the right direction to those.
Oh,
If you
that's
want-
cool.
If you want to go print those ones, there's probably 45, 50 boxes available online between Axial, HPI, Element, RC 4-wheel drive. But they're outside of Element, none of them are current. They're all old. Like, Axial is all Wraith 2.2 and older, like 10-1s and Dingos and nothing new.
Dude,
HPI is same way, nothing new.
I want to take my hat off to you, bud. You take some really great photos of your product. What is your scale garage that you're shooting in?
That right there, that's not even a scale garage. Oh,
Is that the brick paper from Michael's?
no, that brick is
I know they made brick paper for those people that get into, oh, there's a name for it, for the photo albums where they
it is way not scale though.
okay.
Um,
I mean, it looks good.
this is all I use. It's just a backdrop for taking pictures.
Did you print that yourself?
Yep.
Nice.
So I have that one sometimes, and sometimes I use the Red Cat garage
Nice.
that's available on Red Cat's website. You can
Okay.
download a whole garage.
Wow.
I've
Wow.
modified it and put my logos and
Yeah.
my own stickers on the lockers, but
Huh.
backdrop that I have sitting next to the computer most of the time that taped
Wow.
to the wall, snap a few pictures with iPhone 13.
Beauty.
Fancy
It's
there
a
either.
phone. I'm telling you, iPhone, and especially when you go to a 13 and higher,
Yeah,
it's a game changer.
I can't wait
That
for the
camera
14.
is sick.
But people are amazed. Like when I find a box that I don't have, and I pull my phone out, and they're like, "You gonna take pictures with your phone?" Yes.
Yeah. Dude, no, it's good. We were at a wedding like a couple months ago, and they had a professional photographer on site, and the dude's decked out. I mean, he's got 2 cameras hanging off of him, obviously a couple grand in photography equipment dangling from him, like a Mr. T with chains hanging off him. He's got cameras all around him. He literally, while no one was looking, he reached in his back pocket and pulled out his gosh darn iPhone 13 and started taking photos. I mean, I'm like, dude, you are literally decked out in gear and you're using your iPhone. He's like, honestly, the iPhone, the
Yeah.
camera is just as good as my camera equipment here. I was like, oh, wow.
It's like that with everything though. Like I make all the flyers and trophies for our local RC club. And I'll print samples here before we take it to the local print shop to get them printed. And the samples that I send to them are better than what they sell to us. I went to Staples to have 500 flyers ran off. I'm like, I don't care how much it costs, best quality you can get. The sample I took to them was better than what Staples gave me.
Wow.
Off a $200 printer. It's all about settings and knowing your equipment.
Well, I mean, that is a learning. I'm learning a little bit now. I'd like to tinker with my settings a little bit more. Obviously, see if there's something I could get out of the printer for, printing photos and whatnot. I'm sure there's a million reasons why you'd want to look at the maintenance on your printer and but you literally sound like a 3D printer would. These 3D printer guys are talking about the settings, like they flex on the quality of their 3D prints, what they're doing different. And they can all be using the same darn printer, using the same filament, but they're all going to flex on the infill, the print time, what sets them apart. So it's important for you to say the same thing there, Scoot. It's the experience and the time that you put into it, getting to know your printer and the settings that you've, through trial and error, you discovered the settings that work best to get these prints, and they speak for themselves, dude. I think we're staring at the shipment that I got. I think this is literally my box. You can see it. And you fooled me. I really thought you failed. At first glance, I thought you failed on the side of these boxes. I'm like, why the hell?
Well, it's funny because
I'm like, holy crap, they're sleeves. It's the gray.
Look at the sleeve. Look at the gray.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions though. There's a version with a sleeve and there's a version with folded ends.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, this is good stuff. I definitely got to get the Jimny. I got to get
that, and the Jimny. The Jimny was hard because in real life, the top of the box has a handle.
Yeah, I have.
And you can see the sleeve. The artwork had neither of that.
Oh.
And I could have easily print, sand, cut.
Oh, but you printed the handle into it.
Yeah, but it's those details that matter. Like
it does.
So I had to go in and modify the artwork that was supplied to me to make it look more realistic.
Well, I would talk to the guy that supplied you that artwork.
Well, a lot of these artworks that get supplied to me is what they send to their print and cutter. So they're not worried about, does it have a handle and shows the foam insert right there, because all they're worried about is the box getting cut and coming back to them, and then they insert all that stuff themselves. So I got to think about that stuff when I'm making these boxes and make it as real as possible.
No, I love it. It's so good. And it's got to be good to you now, starting to see your friends and customer base that you've supplied with your boxes. You can go down a list of them that have appeared now in Rccaraction or on the podium of a show and shine, and there is one of your scale boxes in the back of their truck or something like that. I mean, that it's got to be cool watching you yourself personally grow.
Absolutely.
But beyond what you're doing here, you've got yourself a dope ass scale garage, but I wanted to get away from the scale scene for a second and talk about your recent standing on the podium. I've been surfing around Facebook and seeing you, young
On the
man.
podium a lot lately.
Dude, what are you flexing there? What are you podium? What are you winning? What are we racing? Is this
a lot of the podiums are club races, but I haven't hung anything up yet this year.
Okay. I know you got to be swimming in sprinkles and trophies over. Look at all these trophies.
Second place, in which I one that I designed.
Oh, you designed your own trophy.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, the fixing.
And then I won. So this was with we did an off-road race, and
Okay.
Off-road race. So I ran a Revo.
Nice.
Of all things, a Revo. And
I love it.
second place on the trophy and Rocky Mountain series. I mean, there was 150 entries.
Nice.
Dirt oval's my jam though.
Oh.
So again, another trophy I designed. So this is big block, so 13.5 version of Mud Boss.
So I love
but this is my baby.
Oh.
First place street stock 17.5 dirt oval.
Wow.
So those are my 3 trophies for the year.
I love the
and
fact
again,
that
I
you
designed
are
all these trophies myself too.
Nice.
That's a whole nother level.
It's a whole other level. So the man is scale. He likes to crawl, but he hasn't lost the passion for bashing a Revo and going fast. I like that.
I wish they were up here, but yeah, I mean, you see my race cars weekly, like.
No, and that was important for me as I made the transition from a T-Max and the Nitro world. And then I, much like you, all Nitro. And then, as I'm trying to glue and strap a fire extinguisher to a 60-mile-an-hour Nitro car, the guy's telling me, he's like, dude, you are in the wrong part of the hobby. He's like, you need to be scale. I'm like, what the hell scale? What are you talking about? I'm trying to make a Nitro, this scale model, and it doesn't work in Nitro. But the moment, that oh wow moment when you first see your first scale truck, it's like, oh, okay. And you start going down this rabbit hole. So I think we were on that same journey. I can totally relate to your story and where you're at. But as I made that transition to scale, I didn't want to lose the bashers. Like, I kept my Nitros, I've got the Revos. You still need that basher time to let them rip. I know Pete's got a fleet of go fast stuff, insane 100-mile-an-hour cars. Like,
well, you could see, you could see. So I started out with the Traxxas, what is it, VXL, and now that started my basher journey. And over on up top there, I bought off Tyler Slane. I bought the Outcast 6S, and that thing, I mean, you play with the oil, that thing does wheelies down my block the whole. So if I'm in the mood to go fast and then I have an infraction that goes 80 plus stock, it's a little dangerous, but I'm right with you, man. I got the go fast stuff too when I'm in the mood, but.
Well, and I'm fortunate because I'm in an RC park that is a 2-minute drive from my house. Yes. And when I say park, it has a dirt oval. Nice. It has an 8-scale off-road course. It has a mud course.
Wow.
It has a monster jam course. It has sand drags. It has a crawler course and a UV or the Ultra 4 track.
Nice.
And then we have a set of Traxxas spec bash ramps. Like, one of our local guys is a Traxxas nerd beyond Traxxas nerd, and he contacted Traxxas and said, "Hey, those ramps that you guys travel with, what's it going to take to get a set?" And they're like, "Here's the specs, build your own." So he built his own and they're out at the RC park for everybody and anybody to play on. So there's like every genre except for on-road at our RC park that's 2 minutes from my house.
Nice.
I just race them. We don't have no parks near me. You just go down your neighborhood street and hope you don't hit anything.
I would love to go hit a park and go, do some double backflips, some front flips, go to, that would be cool.
Well, and not worry about
USTE, we can't.
They got the big ramp. Yeah.
I can't
but
travel.
We're not flying with that.
I can't travel with my Outcast in a suitcase. If I could, I would launch that thing in a second. I mean,
it's a blast having that kind of access available. And then the only hobby store we have in Wyoming is 2 minutes from my house as well.
Oh, so you're all set up then.
Yeah. So like, I'm pretty fortunate because a lot of people don't have a local hobby store. And a lot of people don't have a local track.
Tracks are closing like faster than they're opening.
Oh. I mean, we closed ours for the winter today. We went out and blew all the air out of the water lines, and so it's closed. I mean, it's open, but there's no more racing for the season. It's done and over with. It's cold in Wyoming now.
No, I really think the people that are blessed are the ones that have the backyard. If you got room for a backyard crawling course and enough property to go set up your own ramp. I mean, otherwise, unless you have it in your own neighborhood, you gotta travel. Well, most people in this hobby are traveling half hour to an hour, to get to a spot.
When I live in the Rocky Mountain section of Wyoming, so like there's crawling everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to go to the park. The park's fun. We have all kinds of man-made obstacles and it's controlled and you can have fun. But I can go to the hospital and go out the backyard of the hospital. I can go to college. I mean, anywhere really. You just pull off the side of the road and go crawling.
You got terrain.
And that's where I do most of my crawling. I travel as an oil field hand, and there's always a crawler in my truck, and it's like, oh, that looks like a cool spot. Pull over, crawl for 15 minutes, throw it back in the truck, and back down the road. That's how I found some of the coolest crawling spots, and have made a lot of friends that way. Like, hey, I'm coming through Sioux Falls today. Is there anybody in the area that rock crawls? Absolutely. Meet us here at 6 o'clock. And then you get there and you find out that most of these guys drove an hour and a half.
Wow.
To come crawl with you. And it's like, I'm a nobody. Why'd you drive so far to drive? And they're like, oh, you're not a nobody. And I'm like, I'm a nobody.
So that was one of my questions.
See my face on, but like to drive an hour and a half to go crawl with a guy for 30 minutes, just insane.
So the boxes,
it's very humbling.
The boxes are not your full-time job. You said you drive.
The boxes, 307 Scale Hobbies pays for my hobby. And I mean, if you watch my Instagram and your Facebook, my collection of trucks is deep.
Yeah, I mean, I see you on Facebook, like Mike said. I scroll through. I say, all I've been seeing you is on the podium lately. That's all I keep saying.
Well, I mean, in the background, there's 2 brand new builds being built right there. There's a creep cab only IERC fully decked out truck, and then the new comp wagon that is Rock Pirate decked out. So that was the point of the 307 Scale Hobbies for me, is something to pay for the hobby. So the wife wasn't, upset that
you shake the wallet, nothing comes out anymore. This
Yeah.
hobby will bleed you dry.
My wife won't even look at the hobby group anymore. Like, she just like puts blinders on when she walks by.
Yeah.
She knows roughly what it takes to build a truck.
I use the Jedi mind trick. You only see one truck here.
Yeah, because my TRX4, my original one, was built out of the bank account. So she knows roughly what it costs to build a truck. And then she sees 30 or 40 of them in a room.
They're not mine.
It's not hard math.
I'm fixing them for someone.
My wife don't come in this room that I'm in right here.
Yeah, that's mine just walks by it now. Like, she deals with these ones in the background because we share this office space. She works in here during the day. I work in here during the night. So she deals with the mess behind her of the current project. But the hobby room downstairs, she just walks by. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, 20 years of marriage buys me a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
She just knows. But I do get to hide behind this now. Everything's a write-off.
Yeah.
It's a photo op for Carryall.
Yeah.
But I wanted to
You see it?
on
There's
something.
Carryall sling pack right there.
Oh, I'll flex on you. I got one. I brought mine. Mine's all decked out in the Eagle stuff right now. Good for you, Scoop.
Sky.
Look at this. Let's talk about Carryall for a second. On that segue, Scooter made me something special about almost what? We got to be going on almost 2 years ago now.
Wow.
The moment that Carryall aired for the first time on Scale News Update, I was geeking out, and Scoot came to the rescue, and he's like, "I got you." And he literally took a screenshot from the YouTube show with Harley sitting there flexing on the OG
Wow.
B1 edition bag. I mean, this thing came out great.
I need to remake it though in a matte finish so that it don't have a glare.
Well, the glare, isn't that kind of work like the screen over it? I don't know. Maybe I'm doing a bad job in all the light. It's like kind of blinded here. I got like sunlight shining on me. But we could, I'm not going to stop you. Please continue on, but we need to make another one with him talking about a new edition, maybe talk about the V2. We can get 2 TVs in my Scale garage. I'll make room, or I'll set it on top of something else.
I got a mountain of them over there. I keep them.
Well,
every time I run by Hobby's lobby,
grab
I
the
whip out
TV.
what they have on the shelf.
Well, and the cool thing that you did here, you can pop them out and change them out. When you sent this to me, you sent like 10 refills of you know, different screens of video games. You make a whole bunch of different.
So Hobby
screens.
Lobby makes the TV.
Makes the TV.
Yeah,
It comes with a little remote.
Yep, it's like $7.99.
I gotta go check that out.
Yeah,
It's in the doll. There's a lot of good stuff in the dollhouse section.
but it's a dope ass
for
flat screen TV in that doll section.
I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, it's a great little TV, and then Scoot will make you an insert. You know, bunch of different inserts to pop in there. I just had it out.
They have little dogs, little cats. If you wanted to put a little dog or cat in
You gotta get a pit bull.
they got toolboxes, little metal tools.
Yeah. Now
There's a lot of stuff.
Michael's
good for
had a lot of
dollhouse.
similar stuff. I've seen a lot of similar dollhouse stuff before, but Hobby Lobby, like this, I didn't see anywhere else. This was my first trip to Hobby Lobby. I found the TV and I was like, whoa, I gotta have
So the
that.
TV that I have in my garage now from eBay is probably from Hobby Lobby.
It's probably
It could
same,
be.
yeah.
Is it a little flat screen? I mean,
It's probably
these are
same.
cool, but did you get
Yes,
the other
it's
TV?
look, I could feel the insert. moving.
Yeah, dude, you got the same one. Yeah,
Oh wow! So this guy bought it from Hobby Lobby and then upcharged and sold it on eBay.
yep.
There's last time I bought them, they were $7.99 at Hobby Lobby.
That's about what I paid. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And I don't upcharge on those when I sell them. Like I just use it as a gimmick to sell the screen.
Yeah, your screens.
How does it come out? It pops out.
All
So-
good.
So the way I do it, it's just bigger than the infill. So on mine, if you kind of
Pop it, like push
pinch
it.
it, it'll pop right out.
You push it and it just pops out. So then it's a
Wow.
blank screen and it just kind of tucks
I
behind
got
you.
I got a host.
But no, I had to bring this up because it was that attention to detail, that little customer service.
You
that
you got scale update. I got a dolphin.
You know, and I've done some crazy ones that I don't advertise. Like there was a guy that's a Baywatch junkie and wanted a bunch
Oh,
of Pamela Anderson running down the beach
I didn't even
screenshots to put in his Scale TV.
get the Dukes of Hazzard or Knight Rider. You could go down the list of different
Yeah.
ones you want to drop in there. But I mean, that's really geeking out for the Scale guys at the garages that really take it to the next level. I have this TV on one side of the garage, and then I bit the bullet on those other televisions that actually function. You can get like the ones that play Friends or Back to the Future.
Yeah,
you know,
I've been
the ones
looking
I'm
for
talking
Back to
about.
the Future at Walmart. Every time I go there, it's sold out.
It's sold out. Nuts.
Every time.
I still keep it around. I'll plug it on once in a while. Those little TVs were cool. I think the Friends one was the flat screen version. And they kind of made them era
Pacific, yeah.
Yeah,
They have a tube type for the old
exactly,
stuff.
or the antenna coming up. Yeah, very cool stuff.
All right, Scoot, you got to make me an insert. I got to get rid of the
We
dolphin.
got Pete going nuts here. I need an insert.
Let me know what you want. I'll hook you up.
Think of something cool, Pete, that you want. Think of a TV show or something. I'm telling you, maybe.
I mean, even
Oh,
like,
I know. Why don't you do this?
watch a
Since you're
football game
such
and
an
take a
Eagles fan,
screenshot
yes, no,
of a
Scoot,
football
please
game.
take the Eagles Super Bowl game and please send it to Pete.
No,
You're
no,
such
how
an
about
Eagles fan. Do the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl and send it to
At
Pete
least
so
do
you
the
can-
Jets, man.
No.
Get the Eagles. No, I would like Back to the Future, like Doc or something, when he's like, gigawatts or something. That would be.
We can even take a screenshot of this and make it look like you're
Oh,
watching
do
Bad
the
Show.
Red
Oh,
Show.
the Red Show. That would be.
Dude,
Take a
it's
screenshot
genius.
of the.
All right, everybody pose.
Yeah,
That'll
take a
be your
screenshot
screenshot.
tomorrow and see if you can get a Red Show.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
Oh, now I need one. All right, good stuff. All right, what's our time check? Oh shit.
7:56.
7:56.
Joy
All
Wood
right.
just dropped in from UST.
Oh,
Hey,
Joy.
How's it going, Joy? She just had a birthday recently, didn't she? Like a
Oh,
week or so ago.
Yeah,
I'm not
happy
singing.
birthday.
I'm not singing. I'll say happy birthday, Joy.
She's been all over. Just got back from Proline by the fire. She's been traveling to events.
Yeah, she got out to beat the creek. Yeah, I love seeing them get out and
Now she's
Show their
got
support.
some non-USTE trucks for sure in her collection.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Basher stuff?
They're just they're just not tiny.
Oh.
Tire
Oh.
Rob USTE trucks. They're crawlers.
Yeah, yeah.
That you would take the Pro
Yeah,
line
no,
or
yeah,
axial faster.
yeah. Rob Matthews, Earth to Rob Matthews. Not all RC cars are tiny dollhouse trucks, like driving 3.85.
We love them
tires.
though.
We do,
We love
but
'em.
we love the fact that he has that event for us. That you can take a truck that you
Absolute
put,
amazing event.
that you put 1,000 labor hours into and not go destroy it. And
Joy said she runs 2.2s.
God
Don't
bless
tell
her.
Rob. Don't
Yeah,
tell
don't-
Rob, please.
God
Now,
bless
the
her.
truck that I took the USTE had two
You would
twos.
give Rob a heart attack if
Yeah,
you showed
don't
up
tell
with
Rob
2.2s.
about that, please.
My Element IFS FJ Cruiser I took the USTE last year had two twos, but it had 3.8519 stretched over them.
No kidding.
Yeah, so the rubber bands essentially.
UST is for tiny tires. Yeah, you're right, Joy. Yeah, well, speaking of tiny tires, Rob's probably going to like those 1.5s that Treal just dropped.
Oh,
probably
the
have to-
155 wheel. Yeah,
probably have
yeah,
to
yeah,
send him
yeah.
a set, I'm sure.
All right, Scoot. I have an 8 o'clock deadline here, so we are going to wrap this up with you, my friend. Scoot, I think you and I spoke earlier in the week about somebody itching to do a flash sale.
Absolutely.
How about a flash sale for the people tuning into the Rad Show? Something that we could leave up all week long.
Let's
Are
run it
you
for
thinking
week.
a bundle? What do you do with a flash sale? Bundle a
I'm
couple of
thinking
bucks?
for the Rad Show, we're going to go real special.
Better have a carry-all box hidden in there somewhere.
Every order will come with a carry-all box.
Roger that. An
And
FMS.
buy one, get one free. Minimum of 5 purchase boxes.
And we want to promote and push that you make a Rebel RC truck box. We want to push and promote the fact that you've got a decent selection of at least 5 FMS trucks. So when we're talking buy one, get one free, go get yourself an FMS, get a free Rebel. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yep.
I love it.
But you got to pay for 5. So essentially,
Okay.
you'll get 10 boxes
Perfect. Perfect.
or 12 boxes. Pay for
Yep,
6,
yep,
and get 6 free a year.
And that is a great jump start. This is enough for you to throw up around in a couple of your scale garage, throw a couple in the back seat of your RC car. This gets you a good jump start. And if you already a Scoot Scott supporter and fan, add to your collection. He's constantly throwing new things up there. I know already, I thought I had everything, but I've seen a few things tonight that I want to add. I know it's not part of the flash sale, but we didn't touch real big on the soda machines. Like, you know, I got the Pepsi, the Mountain Dew, the Coca-Cola. You've done a great job on them.
I sell those cheap. I sell them for $1 a piece.
Gee whiz, I'm telling you, people, they're worth it. I've tricked a lot of people with them. Heck, half of my wife's friends still think that I own a full-size garage. They think that I'm a mechanic in real life. They are constantly texting my wife, do you think your husband can fix my car? And I'm like, do they realize my scale garage is about this big? Like, it's but you trick people all the time, and that's the idea. The FMS people, I posted the thing of the order you sent on a pallet. I had FMS looking twice, doing a double take. Like, we thought that was real. If it wasn't for the Mr. Miyagi in that photo, people would still be convinced that it's a real stack of boxes.
It's a good picture.
And how does everybody find you? So to place an order, before we wrap it up.
That's great.
Instagram 307 Scoots, Facebook Scooter Scott, Facebook 307 Scale Hobbies.
And they could just send you a message and
Send me a message and say, start the message with, I seen you on the Rad Show. If you didn't see me on the Rad Show, you don't get the deal.
Perfect. Love it. That's how we do it, because we make people watch till the end and learn the cue.
Yep.
Seeing you on the Rad Show, boom, that sets the trigger for the flash sale.
I'll put out a post saying, watch the Rad Show.
So watch till the end, get the key word, the magic word.
Yep. I see you on the Rad Show. I'm humbled.
We thank you from the bottom of our heart. We look forward to seeing you. I'm assuming at USTE again. Wouldn't that be correct?
USTE is iffy this year because we're going to Cabo right before that.
Okay.
I'll be home in time. I just spending money in Cabo, and then
understood.
It's iffy right now.
Well,
if we go crazy with the Rad Show special,
you just might.
Yeah.
You sell enough scale boxes, we're hashtag GoFund Scooter Scott, get them to USTE.
Scooter to USTE. Hashtag. Here we go again. We're getting everybody to USTE this year.
Now we're closing in on 100 days, aren't we?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's creepy. I've seen everybody starting to talk now about booking flights, coordinating and scheduling all the logistics.
Yeah, probably over a little over 100 days.
Heck, if Joy's sniffing around in here, it's got to be getting close.
She's popping in at the right time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, good man. Good seeing you, bro.
Yes, sir.
You too. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
Until
Anytime.
next time.
Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you do, man.
All right.
Pete, that's one of the good guys. I'm telling you, one of the good guys. So listen, Pete, we are under a time crunch here, so I'm going to move quick. You go ahead and talk while I get changed.
Yeah.
I
knew you had that.
You knew it. You knew I was hiding it.
I just want to show you this real quick.
Ooh.
This is what I've been working on all day.
So
I started.
Yep. What a joy. What a joy to wrench on a Vanquish truck. Dude,
I mean, it's just just holding it, feeling it. It's just
different.
The quality is just man, I'm excited. I'll have the axles done probably tomorrow, but just a joy to work on. So
my first Vanquish VS410, I knew it. Like, you just feel it.
Just
from the
holding
axles, everything about a Vanquish product, there is that little extra, and you can feel it when you hold it. I agree wholeheartedly. Pete, you dropped the bomb in there earlier while Scoot was on. You were talking a little something about the Rad Show going to be getting some scale banners.
Yeah.
And they've come to life.
Oh, wow.
We got a sheet of these from our friends over at Real Sticky. These things should look pretty good in a scale garage. We've been tinkering with this logo, and Pete and I are still not 100% sold on this being the final image for us moving forward. But you can kind of get the gist, and it's a good starter one. We got like 100 of these scale banners. We'll get them out to people. Right now, they've been going in every carry-all order. We've been dropping a scale banner in with every box. We did get apparel. We got a rad. What am I doing here? Everything's backwards. The background is only part way with the white behind it. So we got to tinker with this a little bit. And right before the show, we put together a rad hat. And
That's
it's kind
awesome.
of cool because the checker comes down on the lid a little bit. So, I mean, it's
I
kind of
definitely
cool.
want that.
There's something to work with here.
Yeah.
We threw this one together. So, the Rccaraction show now with merch. I've been dying to say that. The Rccaraction show now with merch.
Well, and eventually once we go, once we start 2023, and we look at the calendar for events, hopefully USTE, will have merch with us and
Absolutely.
giveaways. And so it's starting,
It is. And you nailed it, Pete, because we made the decision this weekend. Carryall is pulling the trigger on our 10 by 15 tent at 4 events. We're working on all the artwork, and you can rest assured the Rad show will share the spotlight with Carryall somewhere on the tent or one of the inner walls of it. We're working with Clay and our good friend Judd to fine tune some of the artwork. Big shout out to Judd Rummage for the logo work, helping us with all the logo. And he's been on the grind with Carryall the last couple of months, trying to fine tune and rework everything. If you're not familiar with Judd, go check him out at the rcprorack.com. Doing great stuff. Real Sticky got us the hats. We got Carryall hats in right now. Yeah, we're about ready to shift gears a little bit with Carryall and a couple of new things. But you did notice the pink. We went pink for October. There is a promo code right now, cancer sucks, that you can use for Carryall. But Pete, I did get a chance to go on Treal site for the 155 wheel, so that's pretty exciting that happened. Good moment for Treal.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, you look at the last couple of weeks. I mean, they blew up the FMS, right? And
Yep.
you got a new, you got new FMS stuff expected in the pipeline. Treal's already all over it, so
Yep.
good things, man. Treal's going really strong. So I'm excited about these 1.55s because I know they've been in the works for a while. And when I got
Yeah.
the word on it, super excited. The look is great. Check out those wheels for the small wheel followers. Definitely a
Absolutely.
nice classic design. Gonna order them tomorrow.
And let me say, if you've I know, Pete, you haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet with the SCX6. I know it's on your radar soon. But I know there's been a lot of whispers right now. The Honcho's a big one, but Proline released a little sneak peek of the K10 body, some bow tie action for the SCX6 coming very, very soon. Right now we're waiting for the actual launch on that. I will tell you that K10 body is going to look so legit with the new V plow for the SCX6. I can't wait. Good stuff. I did make an order. We got the Vanquish tires coming. I popped over to our good friends over at Rebel RC. Remember, Rebel RC is more than just Rebel product. Pitbull,
I got the tire.
they have a crap ton of them, but he also stocks Vanquish products. Oh, you got your this, is that the Berserkers from Pitbull? Fantastic.
Yeah. Right from Rebel's site. Great customer service, easy buy experience. You just go there, what you want, organized, 5 minutes, you're done.
I sent him a message the other day when Vanquish dropped their new licensed tire. Bravo Vanquish really stepped up to the plate with this Scale Wild Peak version of their the Scale licensed tire, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I had to order those right away, so hopefully they'll be there really, really soon. We'll be able to talk about getting them mounted. Guys said method wheels that they will go on for that real super scale look on the Vanquish truck. We did touch on October. Rebel, a couple of the Team DC stuff. Are you familiar with the phrase Team DC at all, Pete?
I think you mentioned it to me
a while ago. Well, things have sparked back up with them again. They're back on the grind. They make a lot of super scale, ultra scale, fun products. Like, if you remember for my Bronco, the TRX4 Bronco with the side compartments, the ladder that pulls down.
I gotta check them out.
They make a lot of super cool stuff. So we got some talks going back on with them. They're sending out a box of stuff for us to look at. We'll see what direction things go there. The 124 scale monster truck dropped in China from our friends over at FMS.
I'm waiting for that.
Now, in an alternate reality, we should be sitting here tonight holding these monster trucks.
I made a phone call. I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow.
For real? From customs? Oh, you Brad, you tricked me. They did get delayed. The way it was supposed to happen was Monday and then get on the move and be here by now. But unfortunately, Pete and I are both empty-handed. We don't have them yet.
I made the phone call.
Yes, FedEx, get them out of customs. Hashtag get the monster truck out of customs. But they are coming once everything gets all the logistics of shipping and the nonsense. So that's the delay. It's been, people have been posting on Facebook. I've been reading the comments. Where's the monster truck? People are right. People are in the know. They are held up in customs. So they are slightly delayed, but the 124 scale monster truck from FMS looks sick. It is coming, so hopefully maybe next week or the week after.
Hopefully we'll be able to show it on the show. I mean, that'd be great if we both get it soon.
We'll see what happens.
What's another truck, right?
Go
bankrupt.
Two things I want to touch on before I bolt. The first one is the world of shipping. I know, Pete, something that you and I have been talking about a lot off the record, behind the scenes.
Started with shipping.
Shipping for right now for people, if you're buying parts, ordering them, if you're a company that's shipping your own stuff, you just realize right now shipping has gone through the roof. And understand, as a company, when we're shipping product and charging a number for the shipping, it's not coming out of our bottom line. It costs money to ship product right now, and unfortunately it is freaking expensive.
So I'll give you an example about that, because this happened to me today. So I went to the post office, right? Shipped to the West Coast from the East Coast, right? Little box, 9x9.
Yep.
Right. Every box I shipped, 4 West Coast shipments and Portland, Oregon, every single one was $15 flat at the Postal Service. FedEx was $30. UPS was $45. That was the cheapest shipping.
Yep. It's
$15 a box, a little box that holds beadlocks. $15.
And it's never going down.
Not going down.
This is the price. It's going to stay here. And
I got hosed. Every box, I shipped 6 boxes. Every box was $15. One box was $9. That was Pennsylvania. So yeah, shipping's gone up across all carriers. It's not just one carrier. Every single one, it's brutal, man. So that's why people, good point, Mike. I'm glad you brought that up. People got to be patient, especially what, team drivers, team ambassadors, you get a product and then you look at the shipping and then it cuts into your discount. You get bummed out, but it's across the board, and especially international. You're not going to get stuff for $7 from China, and
days are gone.
Even Amazon, even Prime, you see these shipping, they're bumped up $1,
Prime,
so
Prime is not cheap to be a Prime member anymore.
Or your local hobby shop if you can.
Support you, and that's where I was going with this, was in this time with shipping being such a crisis, and so darn expensive, remember your local hobby shop. The message that Brad Geck came here with was support your local hobby shop. Now, Pete, this is what we're going to end with here, my friend. We are going to end with what's going to start next week. And I need to flip a coin right now. Heads, we say the name. Tails, we don't. Tails, we don't. All right. So I was going to tell you who our guest was next week, but Tails won. Now, Dreamer would be saying, well, where's your best 2 out of 3 flip? Because he knows me very well. I'll sit here and keep flipping till I get what I wanted. But I think it's fair. We don't say who it is. It gives us a solid week to use our Facebook and our Instagram. Encourage you. Right now, I'm going to pause and wait. I should have done this at the beginning of the show. Sit here and wait while you go and subscribe to our YouTube, or subscribe. I'll wait. Okay, now that you subscribe, you're welcome, because that's the stuff that gets you qualified for everything. But if you hit that bell, hit that little bell right up there in the corner, and that will set the notification. So when the information drops, who our guest is for next week, you'll be the first to know. Get over to our Instagram. Pete, you'll have the links, I'm sure, down at the bottom to the Instagram and to the Facebook. I think tomorrow we will begin dropping the teas. We'll go Monday, Tuesday with some hints. And then the rest of the week, I want Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, building up, and people submit your questions for the guest. Get them ready, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. There is a lot of work, 15-hour time difference for this next guest, 15-hour time difference. So that's your first hint. He's not from this neighborhood. You don't get to talk to this guy often. This is his first chance to come on, share some stuff. We are going to be, here's your last hint. We're going to be talking a lot about the Bushido. And that's your last hint.
Yeah, and this guest, it's just gonna blow. It's gonna blow, break the. I mean, you know, this guy.
It'll be great. He's a peach. The accent, he's a peach. So we'll be exciting. This gives us a full week to promote it all week long. We'll do some cryptic images and subtle little posts, try to leave a couple of hints, and then the rest of the week we can start gathering the breadcrumbs, Pete, of what questions people got. People type them in during the live show. It will be 8 p.m. next Saturday night, October 22nd at 8 p.m. It is confirmed. Now, it will be Sunday at 11 a.m. his time, but he will be joining us from across the world. And that's all we're going to say.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. I told him, I'm like, look, if people aren't geeking out like me, I don't know what to tell you. I know I'm freaking out. I can't wait. I want this opportunity to chat with him, talk with him, what he's got up his sleeve, what he's working on next, what he's been up to. We can come up with 1,000,001 questions, but really give this an opportunity. You know, we'll be the mouthpiece for you all. Give us the questions. We'll spit them out and let the man fire them right back at us. It's going to be exciting. It's a great time to be in Philly.
Oh,
The red, you gotta let me, come on, you gotta let me flex on the Phils a little bit and the birds.
Yeah.
You can't fault me. I gotta say it.
Hey man, I haven't had a
Great
team
time to be in
since-
Philly.
Yeah. Well, hope they win against the Cowboys. That's all I gotta say.
That's all I gotta say, dude. I'm gonna be one miserable prick on Monday.
All right. Well, you go to your party, man.
Yeah, I got a bowl. From high school, dude. I'm going to a party with a bunch of friends from high school. I haven't seen these. Well, I've seen them once in a while. These are my close friends from high school. Non-RC, like I'm not going to this party to talk about RC cars. This is the wife's away all weekend because it was her birthday. So this is me going solo to a couple's party. Go hang out with a bunch of old cats. The guy, you know, I call them from high school, but you know, guys that were in my wedding, my close friends.
Yeah, don't bring up an SCX6 or
right.
I think they'll get
What
you.
the hell are you
anyway.
talking about? Yeah. Yeah. But that's pretty much it, Pete. Great freaking show. Scooter
Yeah.
Scott, thank you for everything. Pete, man, he is one of the good guys. And that's pretty much about it for me, Pete. Again, thank you for everything, Peter. Thank you for making us look good. Keeping it, you are the captain that keeps this ship afloat, keeps us moving forward in the right direction. And it works as a duo. The Batman and the Robin. It really, you need the two to work together because it is a crap ton of work. I spent, the latter part of the morning today writing notes and all the prep work that goes into a show. It might look easy and looks like, it took a long time to get to where we are now. And it's just, we're having fun. That's all it is. It's fun.
Yeah, man. All right. So thank you everybody who joined in. Our buddy Jeff, our new subscriber. Thanks for joining in at the tail end. And if you guys want that flash sale, definitely rewind, watch the whole show. That's a great sale. Thank you, Scoot, for doing that for us. And we'll see you next week for a very exciting guest. I mean, once you figure it out, you'll definitely want to tune in. I mean, he's a well-known person in the industry. And like Mike said, across the world, very excited, household name. You'll know once you figure out the hints. Definitely subscribe to the Facebook page that we launched and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.